Okay, first of all, I'm happy to be back. This is the first video since I'm actually back home in Canada. I was living in Germany for about 3 months and I'm now back home. And it feels good to be home and it feels good to be back in front of the camera. This is my second video that I shoot now, but I'm a bit late on the schedule that I used to have because I was shooting like when I first started filming those videos, I was shooting once every day or 2 days or whatever, and then editing those videos and stuff. But now I haven't done anything in the last week. And so I'm sorry about that because I just moved back, had to see the family again, had to see the friends again, and just get back in the routine, get back in this environment. Little wink to our last video. But what I want to talk about today is it hits home because I just experienced this a lot the last week, but today really hit me hard because I want to talk about failure. Failing isn't attractive and failing sucks. No one wants to be a failure, no one wants to be bad at anything, but essentially you have to go through it. You have to suck. There's this guy, you probably know him, Alex Hormozy, and he says you have to be able to suck at something before being good at anything. Or I don't know if that's actually his quote or whatever, it's someone else's, but that's something that I remember he talked about on a podcast. And it's this idea that we're kind of programmed, we're kind of taught since a young age that failure is bad and that failure isn't shouldn't be accepted, that you should be prepared and whatever, like do like study and practice for the exam and blah blah blah, so that you don't fail, which in itself is not wrong. But I think where we go wrong, where society failed us in a way, is they're teaching us not to fail when actually failing is necessary and it's part of growth and it's part of becoming better at whatever you're doing and whatever you're training for, whatever you want to become good at, essentially. For me, this has been a really important lesson, a reminder, I would say, because it's something I already kind of knew, but it's definitely been a reminder in the last weeks because I have taken a lot of L's, if you want to say. I've made some mistakes and acted in some ways that I shouldn't have in a professional setting, and I've learned from it a lot. But it's still hard to process the fact that I have to lose, that I have to suck at something, that I have to make mistakes. And it's also so easy to hate yourself for things like that because you think you shouldn't be doing that. You think you're stupid. Like, I mean, that's my personal opinion on this, but I talk bad at myself after I make mistakes. Not every time, but it does happen where I kind of tell myself, "Oh my God, you're stupid. Why did you do this? Why?" Like when I think back on it, I ask myself, "Why didn't you act this way? Why didn't you do it this way? Like it was so clear, it was so obvious, right? The answer was right in front of you. You could have thought about it, blah blah blah." And then you kind of go, "That's what happened to me today. I just came back from a walk to clear my mind because I went down this spiral of thoughts where I kind of bully myself in my own mind, if you know what I mean." And this is like one of the worst things you could do because you just reinforce that feeling. You reinforce that programming that failing is actually bad, which is it is not. And I think actually failing should be encouraged. It should be encouraged, and we should be taught and we should learn how to handle them better, how to handle mistakes, how to actually learn from them, correct yourself, um, study where you went wrong, get ready for the next time that you encounter a similar situation, and try not to make the same mistakes again. I think failing should be more accepted, and it should be regarded less as something horrible, like a very tragic event. It should be regarded more as the process of growing into something better. And but I believe that growth means taking a step in the right direction. So you do have to learn from the experience, because if you just repeat the same failures, the same mistakes again and again, then you're walking in a circle. You're not going anywhere. So as long as failing helps in the process of learning, I think this is really one of the best things you can do while you're learning and studying and growing in whatever endeavor you're currently pursuing. And it's really easy to get stuck in that loop, like I just did today, of emotions, of negative feedback, of just like I said earlier, bullying yourself. For me, that's how I see it, because I talk bad about myself, and I'm like, man, I'm just so disappointed that I did those mistakes. It um could have been easily skipped, could have been easily, but something that I personally found helped me a lot to kind of get out of my own head and really just take a step back from this negative feedback loop is first going outside, going for a run, getting some fresh air, hitting the gym, moving your body helps a lot. Uh, for me personally, staying in the house while I'm in that kind of mental state is bad. Like I just find myself scrolling on my phone, uh, just doing nothing really good for my current situation. So definitely going outside, getting some sun if it's possible. Right now, I know it's a shitty weather for me. It's a little bit rainy, but I took an umbrella and I went outside. Like I had to get out of my house. So getting some movement in is always good, but also reminding yourself. It sounds very woo woo and like yoga, meditation, whatever you want to call it, but learning to live in the moment, learning to live in the present, and it's living in the present. It makes me laugh because it's so overused, but it's so true. Living in the moment, living in the present, grounding yourself back to right now, this exact second, not 10 seconds ago, not 10 seconds in the future, right now. This helps a lot because, I mean, you did the mistake. You took an L. You failed at something, or whatever. You made a mistake. So what? It's in the past now. It's gone. You've done it. The action has been made. What can you do now? What does being mad at yourself and talking shit to yourself and scrolling on your phone, what does all of that do to you? It does nothing good. It won't bring you closer to your goal, which is learning. So getting back to the present moment, taking a few deep breaths, like it's so underrated, I think. Whenever I get mad or sad, or maybe not sad, but mad at least, when I feel anger, taking a few deep breaths and just breathing in and keeping it, like holding it in for a few seconds and exhaling it back out, it just feels really good. Your brain starts, like the voice in your head just starts slowly fading away, and you're just here and you're just breathing. You don't have any other responsibility at the current moment than breathing and feeling the air go inside of your lungs and just out and in and out. And doing this for maybe 10 to 20 seconds really helps. So definitely try that out if you've never thought about it, or sometimes if you get carried away by your emotions, that's also another great tactic. And then another one that has been very effective for me, other than going for walks or just going outside and taking some deep breaths to calm the mind, I would say writing down your thoughts, writing down your feelings, writing down why, like making a mistake is something, but not knowing why and not reflecting on it and just forgetting about it and going on about your day is, it's another thing. Like you want to use that. It's a good. You can turn the negative into a positive. I believe that is what mistakes are for, and they should be used for learning experiences. As they should be used as learning experiences. So write down the what happened. Write the situation. I mean, if it's a small little mistake, it doesn't really matter, and you know that next time, like you probably won't do it. Maybe you don't have to write 4 pages. You could still write it down and just have a mental note in your head, like, oh, I did that. Next time, I got to remember not to do it. Whatever. But if it's something important, something you really want to work on and improve, writing down your thought process, writing down where it went wrong, what was the move that made this a mistake, and how you can prevent this from happening next time by taking extra precaution, by taking another approach, by asking help from someone, or just by this is vague, so I can't give any concrete example of what you could do, what you could write down. But yeah, just really assessing the situation and taking this as a little test. And you failed the test, and it's fine. It's okay. You failed it, but correct yourself. Like just like in school, you did a math test. You took a math test. Sorry, you failed it. Okay, your teacher is there to take your test, see where you went wrong, correct it, add a little note. If you can't understand it, go to the teacher. They're going to explain, they're going to help you. So next time you don't make the same mistake. You have to be your own teacher. You have to get out of your own head and take this experience to teach yourself how to not make it again, how to not make a mistake again. Yeah, so I don't want to go on forever on the same topic, but yeah, I guess in summary, what I am trying to say is just make mistakes. Try not to, of course, but when you do make mistakes, don't just let it go. Like, first of all, calm yourself, calm your mind. If it's something you're upset about, if it's something that costs you a lot, whatever it is, whether it's time, a relationship, a job, or if it's something a little minor that doesn't matter so much, then you don't have to go through that step. But the first step would be to calm yourself down. Myself, I like to go on walks. I like to go to the gym or whatever and take a few deep breaths in the same moment, and yeah, journal my thoughts and journal where it went wrong, so you can learn from it. I think this is a game changer. This is a game changer because you don't see failures as failures anymore. Hope it helps, and see you in the next one.